When Jupiter and Saturn make a trine in the sky, which is one of the rarest and most blessed aspects occurring in this entire year, you will find that an opportunity arrives in your life, and it's an opportunity that you may have been hoping for, and it finally lands. You're going to be in a position, my dear friends, to make the most of it now. This means good things this week as this trine is occurring for the first time, and it's going to be lasting. Its impacts and its playing out will last for the next year. Cancer friends, the Saturn-Jupiter opening trine is here to help you improve your financial circumstances through creating opportunities, and opportunities that give you an increase in income, a better financial situation, better financial management, and worthwhile investments that come your way. So you really may be able to build greater security now without taking the risks that could destabilize what you've already built. You're going to love this, Cancer. Let's find out more about this energy and what it's going to bring for us on and off again over the entire coming year ahead. This video forecast is for your sun, moon, or your rising sign, and you can check out all 3 videos if you want to, and they're all going to tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. Friends, my name is Kesenya, and welcome to the Astro News and Weather Report for the final week of August 2026. Remember, I use tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal astrology. Do look it up if you need to. And yes, I'm a real person, not AI. I've got a big week of Astro News to tell you about, and then you can stick around for your personal forecast by sign. You can use the timestamps in the description to help you navigate if you need some help with that. If the message really hits home, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share my video to help us reach more people with this week's good news. Now let's get going. This week, we're looking at an energy that is unfolding on the 31st of August or the 1st of September, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. It's the Jupiter-Saturn opening trine. It's one of the best transits in the solar system, and it arrives in our lives at last, and not before time. This transit actually only occurs roughly every 10 years. And this makes it very precious and life-changing in the best possible way. When something is rare in astrology, it's stronger, it's more powerful, and it manifests in a greater capacity than something we experience on a yearly or even a monthly basis. So this is an energy that blesses us with long-term focus as well as long-term rewards, my friends. What you plant now in your life will flourish and bloom. So it's a time for increasing your wealth. It's a time for restructuring your life with ease. It's a time for starting successful businesses or successful projects, and generally just being clearer about your goals and your aspirations in life. Productivity and efficiency, they are the name of the game. Also, responsibility, recognition, and success, they're the rewards. And that's something certainly worth shooting for at this time. It's an energy and a time of great blessings, my friends, easy solutions, and for some people, a time of great growth and abundance in structural, tangible areas of life. Now, this could look like businesses, career promotions, homes and real estate endeavors, the tangible things we experience in the human body. So the first exact Jupiter-Saturn trine that's part of this 20-year synodic cycle. For those who don't know, a synodic cycle is the lifespan between one conjunction of 2 planets to the next conjunction of those same 2 planets. So Jupiter and Saturn conjunct every 20 years. And this one that we're in right now began with the Great Conjunction, they call it, of December 2020. This is the first opening trine that we've had since this synodic cycle began in December 2020. And it's happening in the next 10 days. This aspect is very significant because it marks what they call a harmonic settling phase of the synodic cycle following the square aspect that we had between Jupiter and Saturn that began in June 2025. And fortunately, that's come to an end now, and we are moving into the much more blessed, substantially gifted energy of the trine. So due to the retrograde motions of Jupiter and Saturn, this trine forms 3 exact contacts over an 11-month period, so the next year. And obviously the first one is coming on August the 31st or September the 1st, wherever you are in the world. This is the initiation of the trine. Then, due to retrograde motion, we'll have a second hit of this trinal energy between these two powerhouses. This is occurring on April the 3rd, 2027. This will be a phase for reviewing what we've initiated right now in our lives, maybe tweaking some things, making changes, causing things to perhaps work better or have a stronger foundation. And then there'll be a third trine that will form on July the 12th, 2027. And this is the consolidation of this trine phase of blessing. Wonderful, wonderful energy. And this is the process that will take place over the coming year regarding the things that I'm going to mention for you in the all signs breakdown component of this video. So this time, with this trine that's forming, Jupiter is at approximately 13 degrees of Leo, while Saturn is at approximately 13 degrees of Aries. Both fire signs, Leo and Aries. So this creates a fire trine energy. Now, a fire trine gives us a green light, if you like, for launching ambitious projects, particularly projects that require personal courage and originality. Very fire sign. It actually reduces the fear of failure and replaces those fears with a beautiful confidence and self-belief. We could all use a bit of that right now, I think. Fire signs relate to our identity and our purpose in life. And this transit often, if we have a fire trine, especially between these two big guns, it marks a period where we as individuals feel called to step into a leadership role, or we might feel that there's some new way we're going to define our personal brand. For me personally, this has meant launching a new website because my old website provider was just too costly, and I'm much more in love with my website that I've got running now. Do go to the website page, check it out. I love it, very proud of it. But this was a new definition of my brand that formed under this trinal energy. That's just an example of one way these things can manifest. It's also an excellent time for career advancements. I keep mentioning this, but that's really where a lot of the crux of this energy will fall. Career advancements that involve visibility and being more in the spotlight. Fire energy is out front. It's leadership energy. So a fire trine can encourage us to take responsibility for our own happiness and success, rather than waiting for external validation and security. It's masculine energy after all, which is initiatory, not receptive. I love this energy because it's going to bring us an extended, favorable window of opportunity for long-term planning, career advancement, and building sustainable life structures that we're going to lean on in the coming years. What's set in place now during this trine aspect, and even up until July 2027, what's set in place over this coming year will be what strengthens us and holds us through the years when Jupiter and Saturn are building towards and in an opposition, which will happen sort of roughly between 2030 to 2032. So I'm so grateful for what is being established now. It is so important. So let's have a look at what we can generally expect to happen this week or maybe over the coming year as a result of this trine energy. We have better judgment, excellent judgment, in fact, and more luck in business and professional affairs. Practical matters, they're going to be handled much more wisely. We're going to really use our head and be less carried away by our, hopes and dreams. It's very grounded. And thorough planning is going to be part of the game. We're going to be able to really plan and strategize so that we can build our future on solid ground. It's actually really important, this preparation. There's also the potential for great success in making the dreams we've had a reality. It's a good time to expand a business or launch a business. Our status and our reputation can go through a rise. We might achieve more fame. We might be assisted by people in authority, and our elders might come to support us at last. Bring it on. Go, you boomers. Get in there and support the younger generations. We might find that we're feeling and able to engage with people in a more honest, integrous way. We can also be in situations of dealing with other people more wise and prudent as well, so we don't make as many mistakes or we aren't as gullible. It's wonderful. We're wiser with money and resources. We can be more efficient and more economical where required. We're confident, gets my words out, confident about using our power and influence for the greater good. Leadership opportunities can come people's ways if you're looking for something like that. It's a great time for property and real estate deals. So I'm excited by that. I think that's really going to this trine energy will hold space for real estate up until we see the ingress of the nodes, the north node into Capricorn and the south node into Cancer, and then things might shift a bit. So enjoy this flourishing real estate time while it lasts. Action is also going to be required to get the most out of this transit because it is a fire sign energy after all. We have to take action. We have to put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. Don't pass up opportunities that come your way now. Grab them by the horns. If you've let them go, they're gone for good. This is a beautiful energy that we need to really make the most of. You can become more confident with your own beliefs and life philosophy under this beautiful trine. You can constructively work, as I've said, on your long-range goals and ambitions now, knowing they're going to get traction, knowing they have the capacity to succeed. We're much more able to make good judgments, and because we make good judgments, we make steady life progress under this influence. We use good strategies. We can succeed in our investments. We can succeed in our speculations. What a lovely energy. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't other things playing out in the sky throughout the coming year that are going to have different impacts. But this one is the one that really is the foundation for all that we're building towards. It's the big gun. So there's going to be fluctuations like there always is. There's a roller coaster ride like there always is week to week with the energies. But at the foundation, this is the structural build that is happening. It's all good. So business matters can go well. Buying and selling is favored under this influence. Your financial situation can improve, thank God. You can obtain loans and grants from elders and people in authority, those boomers again coming to the rescue. Conservative opportunities present themselves which can provide lasting success. It's not an energy for, taking big risks, and putting all your investments, all your money on horse number one or something. It's not that. It's conservative opportunities, like stuff that is long-term gains oriented. Like I said, you can act with greater honesty and integrity, but also with greater discipline under this influence. So it's great if you want to lose weight. The energy of discipline to be able to achieve your goals is really there with you. It's great for having really good experiences with teachers, with gurus, with spiritual guides, with inspirational people. It's a really good time to connect with such people in your life and even to be present in their company if you can manage it. You might receive some awards or benefits from a school or a college or a university if you're of the appropriate age to be looking into that sort of thing. You might take on some sort of leadership role in a religious environment or start running seminars or workshops or some sort of knowledge sharing event. Breakthroughs in philosophical and spiritual understandings are likely to happen. Those epiphanies, those aha moments. I'm so glad of this because since the square aspect, I've got to say, I just have felt like the divine is like, where are you? When are you going to show up in my life? That feeling of my prayers hitting a brass ceiling and bouncing back to me instead of getting where they're destined has been the case during the square aspect. That's going to shift now. We can have a greater spiritual relationship with the divine energy. Our perspective can broaden, our wisdom deepens, we can really develop a better reputation, more reputable and uplifted reputation now. We can be favoured by people in authority and government structures. We're content with our duties and responsibilities in life. We feel at peace about what we do. That doesn't mean we don't want to progress and go further, absolutely, but we're also not jaded. Generally speaking, there'll be, like I said, some fluctuating roller coaster energies that might bring a bit of jaded influence into your life. And of course, you have to look at what's going on in your personal chart as well. But generally speaking, it's an energy of feeling more calm and optimistic and hopeful about what you're doing in life. And there's great benefits to be gained from travel, especially for business purposes. So if you've been sort of umming and ahhing about whether you'll make that trip or, go to this place or go to that conference or do whatever, this this is actually a great time to get involved in that sort of thing because it can really expand your networks and bless you. Legal matters go very well under this energy too. So if you're caught in a legal altercation, the universe is going to be on your side and you can be more discerning and less easily fooled. Yay! So in the light of all this wonderful, beautiful energy of the Saturn-Jupiter opening trine, it's so interesting to me what has been going on in my personal life. Let me tell you just briefly about it. When I met my husband, which was in 2021, just after the Great Conjunction in December 2020, my husband and I, one of the first things we talked about and shared with each other was our desire to host beautiful, uplifting retreats, sharing ancient knowledge across the world someday, in various places all over the world. And here we are at the glorious opening trine of the Jupiter-Saturn cycle, and my husband and I are building and establishing exactly that. My husband, David Warner Matheson, and I are thrilled to host the Stars Over Tahoe retreat this September, just as this influence forms and is felt. This is going to be, I just have to tell you a little bit about it, one of the most energetically refreshing get-togethers that you could experience this year. Our first ever Stars Over Tahoe astrological retreat. You know, in a world that feels increasingly digital and disconnected and isolated, finding true meaningful connection is actually something like it's a rare gift. You know, love and light, that just doesn't cut it anymore. Life is gritty, and we often wish that, or I know I do, that we could just connect with people who just get it, you know, how tough life is and how gritty it is, and you know, share that journey with people in a very real way. We all need a space where we can step away from the noise, where we can recalibrate and find ourselves again, not just in nature, but alongside the people who speak the same language, this astrological language, and who just, as I said, get it. We all know what it's like to be the only person in the group who's into astrology, and how precious it is to find other people who share our passion. And that is really the heart behind the Stars Over Tahoe retreats that we're going to be offering. It's more than just, well, actually a retreat at Tahoe, not many, there's only one. It's more than just 3 days under the night sky. It's a dedicated space where we're going to gather together, you know, look up to the skies and gain some clarity for our own path forward while sharing that journey with an incredible like-minded community. I love this. I'm so excited. If you've been craving real human connection rather than AI, and a fresh perspective on your life, and a chance to just recharge in a beautiful place under the stars, this is your invitation to join us. I love making new friends, and I hope the next friend that I make is you at the Stars Over Tahoe retreat this September. The link's in the description below if you'd like to find out more. Now let's explore what will happen in your life personally with the beautiful Saturn-Jupiter opening trine. Maybe it's going to happen this week for you. Maybe slowly but surely it will happen over the coming year. But this beautiful unfolding window of opportunity and foundation building is available to all of us to bless our lives. The door is finally going to open for you financially, my Cancer friends. I'm so happy to tell you this beautiful Jupiter-Saturn energy that is forming in the sky over the coming week and will be on and off again for the coming year. It's going to bring you an opportunity to improve your financial position, Cancer, or maybe to increase the value of what you already have. So you might receive a raise, or maybe you'll secure a better paying client than you've had before. You might attract a new income stream, or maybe you're going to increase the prices of your services, or you might receive some funding support, or discover that something you've been developing can finally become more financially productive than it has been in the past. This is a really exciting phase. Now, it doesn't necessarily look like a sudden windfall. In fact, the Saturn component of this trine, it tends to favor a more steady, sustainable financial improvement over the speculative gains. But you might finally be able to invest in your business or pay down a debt. You might be able to purchase some equipment or maybe even acquire some property or build savings because your income has finally become more dependable. And I know for many of you Cancer people, that is good news. It has been a struggle the last few years since the grand conjunction in 2020. There can also be a powerful realization that you'll have that something you already know or something you already own has greater financial value than you previously thought. You know, in practical terms, this is the kind of transit where you might look back in a year's time and say, oh, wow, that was when my financial foundation really started changing because I realized my skills with sewing I could turn into a sewing school, or my abilities with Kung Fu I could actually make into a lucrative teaching experience for me. So there's a couple of examples, of course. Now, Saturn's energy in the 10th house is going to help you. He's making a trine to Jupiter from there. He's going to help you turn professional opportunity into some sort of lasting achievement, lasting status, maybe even lasting authority. Now, some of you might be getting a job offer or a promotion of some description in a professional sense because of this energy and this trine forming. Jupiter is opening the door of the second house of finances and self-worth, etc., while Saturn in the 10th is asking you to take that opportunity seriously enough to build a new reputation around it. They're interacting together in the most beautiful way. So this can mean, my beautiful Cancer friends, that you might accept greater responsibilities at work or in a career. You might step into a leadership role, not just, the ground level hoi polloi. You could actually step into something quite substantial. You might establish a business more formally than you've done so already. You might even take on a senior position or become recognized as an authority in your field. So very, very exciting opportunity to step up the ladder, not the corporate ladder necessarily, but to step up the ladder of recognition and worldly success. Now, yes, it might involve more work, but it is work that has the potential to increase your professional standing for years to come as this particular 20-year cycle of Saturn and Jupiter continues to play out. You aren't simply having a good career year this year, my Cancer friends. What it's doing is planting, or the seed's already been planted. This is actually establishing the structure, building the professional platform that the whole next decade of your life may rest upon. It's very exciting. What a fantastic unfolding this is. I can't wait to see what you do with it, my Cancer friends. Now, if you're interested in understanding the blessings that not only this particular cycle are bringing you, but the Saros cycle 10 South eclipses are bringing, you will love my 20-minute forecast videos for each sign about the eclipses. They're all happening at the same time. This energy I've just talked about and the eclipses that are so blessed. This information and the predictions that I make regarding that are available exclusively for my Guiding Star family. If you'd like to join, the link's in the description below. May you be blessed by the glorious energies that are currently unfolding because of this eclipse, at the same time as we've got this beautiful first Jupiter-Saturn interaction. Well, hello, everybody. I'm so glad you could join us today. Do we have some news for you? I'm here today with my husband, David Warner Matheson, and we are going to be hosting the most amazing astrology retreat and astronomy retreat in the High Sierras at Lake Tahoe. Dave, do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Well, thanks, Kesenya. Really great to join your audience, and the event is called Stars Over Tahoe. It will be in the last weekend of September 25th, 26th, and 27th. That's a Friday evening, then Saturday and Sunday at a beautiful resort in Lake Tahoe. It's really gorgeous. A stunning and special part of the state of California and Nevada and part of the country, and the energy there is just fabulous, and it's a beautiful time of year. And not only that, great stargazing. Go ahead.
Awesome stargazing. So one of the things that we're offering at this retreat is some stargazing tours hosted by Dave. Dave, do you want to just fill us in about what that might involve?
Well, in addition to during the day, we'll be having presentations about astrology.
Oh, yeah, you're going to learn how to read your charts in deeper, more dynamic ways. I've got some great topics to talk about with you. Dave will be sharing about mythology.
And how it's based on the stars, the different stories and characters. And then at night, the glorious mountain air and high altitude will give us a beautiful view of the stars, weather permitting, of course, but at the end of September is one of the best times for stargazing in the Tahoe area. We should see the gorgeous Milky Way arching overhead, and I'll be pointing out the constellations using a laser pointer, many of which you may have never been able to recognize before. You know, a lot of people who know about astrology may know the characteristics associated with Scorpio or Sagittarius, but may have never been able to find them in the sky. So I'll be pointing out some of the zodiac constellations that will be visible, but as well as the band of the zodiac, the other stars all the way up to the dome of the night sky at the North Star and the Big Dipper. Most of us know the Big Dipper and Orion, and that's it, because we never get taught this. We never get taught how to find them. So I'll assist with that.
That's awesome, because it's actually so important. There's a branch of astrology called visual astrology that works mostly based on what is going on visually in the heavens, which is very different than what we see on the astrology map. So being able to sit under the skies and know what you're looking at is actually very, very important to really flesh out your capabilities if you're interested in becoming an astrologer. So this is a really exciting experience that we're offering. Plus, of course, we also have the immersion in the Sierra environment with the pine forests and the beautiful panoramic views, and obviously the gorgeous mountain air and lovely lake itself. Such an unforgettable backdrop, which I'm really excited to experience with you all. We're also going to be having some didgeridoo and sound bath sessions, which will be very wonderful, because it's an energetic reset. That's what these instruments are designed to do. So we will be doing some little adventures that settle our nervous system, because we all live such stressful lives these days. It's hard to switch off and just immerse ourselves in the beauty and restorative qualities of nature. So we really want to support people in doing that as a part of this retreat. And of course, the retreat center has a lot of nice things like saunas and day spas and all that nice stuff as well.
And in addition to the structured activities, we'll also have plenty of time just to mingle and spend time with Kesenya. If you've never met her in person, spend time with me. And we'll be having meals together, beautiful meals. And it's just going to be a chance to meet new friends and have a wonderful retreat, stars over Tahoe, in one of the most beautiful parts of the world.
So I'm very excited about this. I know we have some great plans for what's going to happen, and we hope you can join us. I've been astounded at how quickly things are booking up already. This is a curated group. It's not like a conference where there's just, everyone can come. So we do have limits on the amount of people, because we want to be able to interact with everybody and form friendships with everybody and create community with everybody who comes. So with that in mind, there are limited spots. So do make sure that you get in early so you don't miss out, and we don't want anyone to be disappointed. So we hope to see you at Stars Over Tahoe, and we look forward to sharing a really magnificent experience with each and every one of you. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks so much. See you soon.
See you soon.